ewo WhatsApp line 0551 599933 0551 599933 somewhere be di ho komode no se wadwenche bi ho e na wode fa aba and someone na egu apon so a ye be di ho komo no e do so emu bi ne se nipa miensa mampani kabo mu di saso afo no ma converting ama appointment committee no no ma wie na yebehwe se the vet mu nsem kwa ura John Ginapo esofo be nyina wode nsem so ura Dr. Kislato Forsen esofo na be o meisi kasem so e na afi Dr. Dominic Anyini ono so na esofo ye obeye abalo ya pani no ahwe atentene nsem so se de o vet mu nsem kwa ye no ye de bebro na dai o mampani so abo enipa dudin so be ministers regional ministers and I don't pay na make say na ye hwe kwan senka nipa miensa din baaye no ka omuwie vetin na nka next batch no so aba na said dem e kan no a muwie vetin no ra no the second batch of ministerial appointment no and also aba to hear television no so a eno na ho no sesie wo mu amampani abomudin se mantam e Ghana ha no eye maako edunsia ne mu mantam no mu maako edu e na amampani e de omudin enso aba ya aka ensia ekire oreba be kan so enso bi a minister si bi nya additional responsibility of mantan for fraka ho a eno de ebre duru ho a ne be hunu na o ma yensa kan mu di sisi a no northern region etivi mantan mu Ali Adolf John regional northern regional minister designate eno no oti region ura John Kwedo Japan afi Volta region from mantan mu ura James Gunu afe Eastern region Apuemantemu Rai Reta Akosia Eje Awate wono ene Eastern regional minister designate afe ekon of East region so a Rai Ibrahim Tia is the regional minister designate there oba Ashanti-Mantemu a Dr. Frank Amwakohene ya onka oba Ashanti-Mantemu no NDC amako no twetwe for penin regional secretary ono na Ashanti-Mantemu ampeni person de shanisa Upper East etifido Apuemantemu Ura Akamugri Donatus Atanga ona ye Upper East regional minister designate afi omo akanie ahafo Mantemu so no Charity Gardener ono ne kwenso afo afi Savannah Mantemu no Salisu bi Awurube wono ene kwe regional minister ho Greater Accra Mantemu so no Linda Oklo I think you are familiar with this name ono so na okoye so afo Mantam no munti eduno a aba no emu biensa eyema ene mu nson LCM member to hear gender balance na 30% for women enye bad cry because you call parliament a man aka kakra bi na aka ti ehwe kwan say appointment e ba no said the oba be vice president no e man so omo chefa wo mu no omo nsai bit makaso nti we no nhye de aba nsia ya aka no ye behwem na de omo ne say edu ya aba yi emu nwotwe e regional executives ye said the opota ma afia no nchi so de den odi bombie nti wo yero ho na mantam a wo mu ye adwumade na party ba otie yi a na wonso wanya minister nti eye pa ne kwanso no appointment ni bi wo ha a obu ho wa mre party ye campaign kura ye hu no esuduo no aba na me hwe na me hwe Volta region nipa apply some person ko di MC no me 279 but district ba akokra de me 40 nipa aduanan adai obi e people so be adi timampeni so he's going to appoint a lot of people also obedi nipa bebre hwamo se nipa na de om CV aba no nya gro kra this ba akonya ba akonipa aduanan 40 ebe ti o betra se aveti nipa 40 nyina ne ahwe yi ba akon eno ya asem these are the regions are yenya regional minister regions na aka no a e central region no ne de keke ka ho boro isini ade no ye hwe kwan wese region no mo ho no nyamae ye hwe kwan se na otwe nkwawie no omo maka no sudin ebeba afi yenko ne hwe omampani John Dramani mama nipa miensa wodi kan bo omudi no vetting committee Dr. Kessel Atoforsen one enra wodi kan akotra se bo be 4 hours omo grele no parliament pa yenko tie nsem a ekoso no bi
you have made a case demonstrating your readiness and preparedness to confront the problems of Ghana with greater expertise and finesse than we have seen in the past. So I have a few questions focusing on what my brother and former majority leader and now minority leader raised in his thesis that he read before we started. Oh, it's very beautiful. Thesis.
Honourable member, continue. Proceed.
Number one, will you abolish the E-levy?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, my position on the E-levy is well known. I do not intend to run from it. I've written articles against the E-levy. I championed opposition against the E-levy. I still stand by them. Mr. Chairman, the E-levy is neither a direct tax, indirect tax, or an excise tax. I don't know how to classify the E-levy as a tax practitioner. Mr. Chairman, it doesn't mean that I do not recognize that the E-levy brings in certain revenue. But the fact remains that the E-levy retards our progress towards a cash-light economy and the fintech. We need to abolish the E-levy. I have said, and I'm on record to have said, that given the opportunity to abolish the E-levy. I want to restate that position, that if approved as part of the first budget, I'll be privileged and I will announce that we will abolish the E-levy as part of our first budget.
Thank you, Chairman, and congratulations to Honorable Dr. Atto Forsen. But I am impressed with your responses so far, a clear indication that you are ready to help reset Ghana. But I have a quick question. The previous government, in the process of introducing E-levy, abolished road tolls. As you have committed to remove E-levy, would you consider to bring back road toll collections? And what is your take on property rate collections as well? Because they attempted to centralize it and they reversed it with the previous government attempted centralization of property rate collections, and they reversed it with the explanation that there were some challenges. What is your take on road toll and property rate?
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Mr. Chairman, the previous government indeed removed the road toll. But getting to the end, they signaled that road toll is coming back. Mr. Chairman, they submitted to Parliament, it was not laid, a concession agreement with the company to reintroduce the road tolls. I have a copy. Mr. Chairman, the NDC indicated from day one that the road toll will come back. We are not running away from it. In fact, the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, at the time, the minority leader, said that the NDC promises to bring back the road toll. The Hansard will bear us out. We have not run away from that fact. So I can assure you, we are a party that sticks to our promises. And whatever we have promised to do, we'll do just that. If the road toll is a way to raise revenue, we'll raise the revenue. And the road toll, if you use the road, you have to pay a toll. And it's all over the world. Ghana won't be the first country, won't be the last one.
Right, where you Dr. Atto Forsen, yes, so for his Kasem Sobra call appointment committee anymore, and some Mubusa no see road tools, a besaba, E-levy betting tax ababi yefri wose betting tax no kra no scared ma Ghana may have feeling in about 50 million Ghana cedis. The question is betting tax no skado no pay film and I say the CBB no kwan we in aya se what minim say ebre so a on be di hon komo. You move on to the Energy Ministry. John Abdullahi Jinapo on a Energy Minister designate. Makasa busua we uhia memuda. Ni nua kuma Samuel Bujinapo, we Minister of Lands and Natural Resources. Okoya na ni nua penya be energy. Yenguti di ono so kai.
From consuming that gas. So I hold this particular position with the fact that ATC and C, which you just alluded for, and for the benefit of Hansard, we are talking of aggregate, technical, commercial, and collection losses, was 40%. Could you please give this committee the breakdown of these 40% losses in terms of A, T, C, and C in the various sectors of that particular aggregate figure?
I'll do that. But Mr. Chairman, first of all, I'm surprised that this allegation has been leveled against me, because I've remained consistent that there should be a private sector participant in the distribution, especially, like you said, billing and collection. When I was Deputy Minister, I led the process. When Honorable Setekwe became my supervising minister, he made me lead the process of privatization. I led the team to India, I led the team to Uganda, I led the team to Kenya to learn from best practices. And so I'm surprised. And let me put on record that I've been very consistent that we need private sector participation at the distribution level, except that I disagreed with the format of the PDS, and I maintain that we can do it better. The ATC and C, I think it's about 23% for the technical, and the remaining is the commercial, which sums it up to the 40%. Thank you.
Yeah, yes, you have a follow-up? Yes, a follow-up. Okay, go ahead. During transition, you were handed over with a KPMG report of the audit of the operations of ECG, and that report puts the figure at 37.7%. And if the committee will be guided, it is the product of the billing efficiency and the collection efficiency. Can you confirm that to the committee?
I was not handed over a KPMG report, but 37 and 40, the difference is not that much. But I wasn't handed over a KPMG report. I asked a direct question as co-chair to ECG, and they told me that the losses was around 40%. But if you have a KPMG report, I would like to read it to enrich my knowledge. Thank you.
Also for your behavior now, what so Minister of Energy designate and green transition. A hon party here me pa. Ono John Abdullahi Jinapo. Ono so now things so can SMP file electricity compare to Ghana. Kani and Ghana for yeswa. Umuntu mi nyisika ni nyina hone kano. Some more kind ni nyina no. Nusebre pemono ebedi ni nyina hon komo. Yenko Attorney General and Minister of Justice designate Dr. Dominic Ayene. Ono so ekasai oka tribunal beba ho asem mbusa no sempi wi ano na ebre no nti yenya kwan embo no ye move on ne enko ene mampani one security agency se Ghana mpanifo eda no chief of defense staff, the IGP and the rest onu mu hia se boko tokwa ekoso boko no hadwen pa wose tutu na basane sere nti onu mu di nkomo so mu boa ma Ghana bato no nyina wi asomdwe mu na okoboko nso no akwa akɔhwe kwampa ebitimi afaso na ehon so asomdwe etimi enso aba ti de ohwei eye bra mampani ekoduru boko oni amanfo so okosi akɔkasa ye no inkoti de esiye eho ebra.
Want to assure you that we're putting in place the various appointments so that we can have ministers and other officials who are responsible for the security to take charge. And so within this week, we will do the appointments of the Minister of Defense, the Minister of Interior, the National Security Advisor, the National Security Coordinator, the BNI Director, and all the others.
And when these appointments are made, I'm going to charge them to make Boko one of the #1 priorities that they attend and deal with. And so I'll appeal to you to exercise patience, exercise restraint, and to let you know that I am apprised of the issue. I'm going to deal with it, and I can assure you, have trust in myself and this administration that by the grace of God, peace is going to come back. Permanent peace is going to come back to Boko.
We bra omampani call Boko, Bossa or Cosel, so behe, ama asumdue etimia bahono, and a home sem and out. And Salaman Penny Becono, what a Roman Catholic as of upon Catholic Bishop Conference is shy. Na and common with the PMOA, 82 a anti-LGBTQR+. Emraya yeti mani mada, memeni me mada, and nipeni abuada, nipaya wono bema, no adani oba, and any metite sano. Parliament, Masabaju Chamura Yemra, says Hardy and Yemra, who are based at the Yencho, do us some one boa, and found to a fiasse. And no be yet command and peninsula on Saya, obedient Nipamino de court, said they be omon presso. Court to the Assembly Ye, a boy 18th of December. They are told baby, a cat and the Fuabe, no bear now she mean cry, and I'm penning a cufuado, and me move to me no, a baby fancy bear now to me no, and a cacra. Mampeni na kufuado ansan afanisa anse mara nase mampeni John Dramani mama ba asofo kubuza anse da ben mara we da ben na odo samsha ase na mampeni nsem wo kan se ade no parliament twa mu na ye mara no se mara no da so ho anani ho no de obepese se de mara no be ba e wo sa ban mum na de be komra se badwam eye aban na be sponsor bill no enye private members bill afi wo se kire nkora na school no mu se de nyakopon bo ni panie ye kire nkwara ni yi a oji se niema be ko ye kotie nsem a mampani tu ye se ho nsem aye hu ha e wo me mu ne
sexuality, it's quite a long name. Proper family values bill. If you remember, there was a court case that injuncted the speaker from forwarding it to the president, and also restrained the president from receiving the bill. Eventually, that case was disposed of in December, I think on the 18th or so. Yeah, so it meant that the injunction had been cleared. But as far as I know, the bill did not get to the president for assent. And so the convention is that all bills that are not assented to before the expiration of the life of Parliament expire. And so that bill effectively is dead, it has expired. I don't know what the promoters of the bill intend to do, but I do think that we should have a conversation on it again so that all of us, if we decide to move that bill forward, move it forward with a consensus. And probably it shouldn't be a private member's bill, it probably should be a government bill with governments behind it after consultation with all the stakeholders to see how we're able to move this forward. But it leads us back to the discussion we had, that if we're teaching our values in school, we won't need to pass a bill to enforce, our family values. And that's why I think more than even the family values bill is us agreeing on a curriculum that inculcates these values into our children as they're growing up, so that we don't need to legislate it. And so we'll see how all this goes. And so I'm looking forward to this review conference so that we can come to some consensus on some of these issues.
Yeah, when in Samoa Omampene His Excellency John Dramani Mahama or the Etujane, or say the convention, share on say, Semra Sabaja be Yemra, Namra Nankudum Penny one fan in San Sassie, Namra Sabaja to be dear baby, and ne Masabaja Sam reading in a woo. In effect, Parliament at a young say, now me anti-LGBTQR plus Mrano, Omampena Nekufado and sign or coye, Sa Parliament in the Brechum. The Mrano a trim to just yes, I for. ne ebe foforo a enye ankrankre say the Mrashabejafo Sam George no ne Reverend I've forgotten the name, the former deputy minister in Team Fojuomo omo de call you know say the kwa be aban na ekọ na mampani ka say ye kyerɛkyerɛ ye nkwada na yie o school mu a yini say wo say ekọ ye mereti asa de wi sakora bia ye street no say oba ware be ma say bi nipa ne abo antimi na yetimi ye sa de no a ye hiamra adwen ye o saying your WhatsApp line na screen is on 0551 599 933 0551 Mr. Omon correcting emame test line you win you 0551 599 933 0551 599 933 eno na yesu no wasim bia ka fa nsemo a etwagui ho a obetim do agye nkyerɛ so aba na ebrepem no yedi ho enkomo bedi ne Kofi Appiah me na metrege mse ronim dada no wadwen chedwumere se Kofi Appiah siasa bedi akon wona bonchi dom na dwumedi abrewo benifo enanwumre ye ne omo edi dwuman eye Dr. Simon Boateng wo ye NPP amanyukuo no twetwerefo abedi ekire ewo atwoma kwangoma atwoma ngwabiaja South atwoma ngwabiaja South abaton pesu aso osanso ye lecturer ewo Amsterdam school no ani di 10 no ha ono wajire dwa doc akwaba salanso na lawyer Chapman Ziga lawyer so also a communication team member for the ruling National Democratic Congress NDC e bon pa seka lawyer din be ya na lawyer so ne dia pim na osra himem ho ono so pim lawyer say makwaba also Mike na mame
me patcho am
na mpomi ye de
yankopon adom me mpomi ye pa
great well me say feel so who na wa buy what power o here ministerial appointment ya be nipa me ensa omudi ni ka buy amko vet in finance attorney general and energy who no say any said the vet in munsam so e koye no who no say
okay the dika I think say na de menchi ano bedo so pa
I am an also
because ye to abawie ye sign see new year
unyamba
Kessben TV menyamba
wa ban so na aba
ai na last year no de me ba studio ha bia na me ne ya ye MP honorable Kwabena Boateng and I'm tied in share ha pa na ne minua edwane Jamaica parliament nti I think say wasema Kwaku Boateng wasema me competent person na me be share no ha nti minua Kwabena Boateng bi obi a me chia no when people na me when this in interest say nyanya ye share ha na head pa nti de di kan me de nchia kese be kwa ma ya ye mampanyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ene na be di ekire Professor Jinna na Opoku Ajiman na afen so me de nchia kese akwa ma me maame Honorable Betimo Didrisu bebi obia me chia no pa me maame prekope
enyanti ni din o
agro na fe ni start
okay
na afen so ma chia ye regional chairman na Kwesi ene ni executives ni na masen achia ye churchfo Dr. Frank Amwakohene ne ya boni din as regional minister designate.
How do you feel as a youthful politician?
Personally, I'm very happy about it. Me ya jehopa because say election we election me akasa me de me ho jimu ye pa.
Okay.
Me de me ho jimu ye kire say ye ka zone 1 na unsa Ashanti region achiche mu into zones. Zone 1 to 5 na me in terms of legal aspects, no, and now I'm a leader of that zone. We call Boise East or Boise West, and then so called crew from a whole na me dim nyuma koko. Now we share Dr. Frank Amwakohene na hokeka. No, de bahwa na nya asem ketwa. Dr. Frank Amwakohene you be a metimi aka say o ya brantie. Nti ne ya ne din aba no. Eye ni je sema youth no. O say Ghana say we youthful population.
Yeah.
Nti no se din start be bontin. Na yesa ko ti say old names na no krani ya na abembuo kakra ye den ya ba wo youth na fa nti ne yo mabo ni din no I think say e ni jek sem kase nyina so ye den ema youth ne ya mbo ni din keke say oye babunu osan ye adwuma me ankasa election day na me wo akrofrom Dr. Frank Amwakohene ba ho oni ni team campaign na oye oraha or faha or the campaign style be cry by Ashanti region cry me personally cry me hu bida enyoma trendy with social media enyom no nyankasa nso de na adwen afa ho no create bibi ma yewura John Dramani Mahama no okoha no obaha eti Dr. Frank Amwakohene mabo ni din honestly and frankly speaking I think say a nije se mas Ashanti region na the entity so I say aka sa ne say so wo hwe the ni din ni banwumre ya ye nyina ye te na nwumre so wo hwe your WhatsApp platforms any friend saying social media handles na obi eni age obi o Asante man mu nyina so ayede eni age personally
so anya 33 years
age doesn't matter. I say
person just say oh yeah
youth pa what you say and I me pet tribal politics but adie ba ko so ma me ni jiwo ni din bone ye boy ni say osan Asante ni into Ashanti region yenso ye die den yenso ye die nie on say ye beto aba no na metima say propaganda bi koso say NDC uba Ashanti region sebio north ne ayegbe asan be dominate wa too much e ma me share executives no crown yes Ashanti phone many parliamentary candidates me hu bi kra wo katechi free fan ne ye mu bi wo hon na in a way no na higher it ni ye bomb pa say si ye ministers na say ye CEOs ye appointment na enka Asante phone no mu wo mu no ke ye mbo omudi and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama so asan prove actually Ghana for ni Asante man nyina say odoye osan dwen ye ho and was saying about Dr. Frank Amwako. He Frank Amwako in you Ojina Homa Emebunu number 1. Or sign Jina Homa Ejumading because election will make an see form. And I'm here Jumo yeah. I think say he deserves it. And Adiabako and Mammy Niji and so they say, Edini ba no. So what share calls are air personally you me phone I very busy pa. Calls are air from your penny for Miami Boni Din Honorable Betty Mode. O share Honorable Kojo Bonsu, o share your friend is saying former deputy regional minister. Omu nyina ni agya, omu nyina ye willing na words of encouragement omu send man no e platform so nyina na kire say they are willing and ready say mpo no okọ na se bibi e kire na adwen a omu begina na chi. Ebi sa na ye den ye hwehwe. Eti Dr. Frank Amako hie enwumre die wa wunia lawyer Chapman me ma otini kwa me say ma big congratulations ewo appointment a yera John Dramani Mahama e dia ma on yenim say vet na say ade wo so ye mani CP na no Dr. Frank Amako ne we sua ade o ye doctor o say ye PhD holder o say cry
medical doctor
yes medical doctor yes o ye doctor into
no medical your friends are medical doctor
in laboratory and medical two doctors and PhD but two doctors yes or sign cry I think a master's in business administration it was here sua de nti say bi onye obi hunu keke or you obi a ye bebo ni din dia kwa ye ho nti eno ne ade ba ko and also so hwe ministers a Yewra John Dramani Mahama edi omudin aba na ebio mesi aka say Yewra John Dramani Mahama aya ade pa because wakofa omo experience ye starting free Dr. Kessben at forces ye born din as minister for finance enye me nwanwa ene san ye me de ade ba kwa ye me de nse ye hwe former president Akufo-Addo na aban mu a ministers ya ye friend saying President Mahama abomudin se wo hwe a okọ finance na ya Akufo-Addo nua o san so ekọ attorney general na ya Akufo-Addo akwala Ghana for na two yanu see former president so say why family and friends oforiata ye nebusuani Godfrey Dame so ye oni anakwala watiti no law firm eti edin ni ba yase bakwa kan say John Dramani Mahama His Excellency why ade ma me makoma ye den atom yem edin 3 a odi aba bonten Dr. Ayeni Kesilato Forsen ene Jinapo omu nyina anya obi a omu associate we kire say family and friends are His Excellency John Dramani Mahama promises say that actually began for to abamana obey see no kwan no first 3 years even see regional ministers are aba 10 years be ya ultimately said nobody is related to him eba yen che ba matena say I adege I little background checks obi anya den any related I think say
executive secretary no Dr. Kalitus Mahama
yes
also
on say mama catch me show executive secretary o call presidency say what in common me di ba na say presidency baby a when him say you can say security wise cry no e was say we careful me no nyina ye nim say what him say me meti hanum say that be abomidin a na even me personal aid and me personal assistant so you be obey me pa because e bia me so ma no nto nsuo me mo eduanti security wise no hold your enye from so. But see about ministries ne honum dia. And no dia na family and friends idea ha adwen. Ye wie so ne ye friends say we Dr. Atufos in there no. Or you be or ye economist or ye banker or say tax practitioner. Experience why for your friends say no your former deputy minister for finance. Experience na me hwe ne vet no ade ba ko ma manage e pa. So we share Dr. Atufos in vision na. And the same as His Excellency John Dramani Mahama vision. And only idea about ma manage e. See na ye twa ni ko ye chia. See ye share taxes are.
Ye ba be hwe omo ensem details no. Ye hwe appointment
we are now fi about details. Okay, na me we Dr. Ayeni. Dr. Ayeni I am a boss. Dr. Ayeni I lecturer. Ayeni me a lawyer. Me say a lecturer. Presbyterian University. See ye bo obi din for position bia. Ya na ye nyina na ye ni abre say ye be hwe baby antakroni free. Ojina home academia, ojina home private practice. Or say a former AG, Attorney General. Emrana president, deputy, sorry. Emrana President Mahama ewa abaimu. I think say Mahama, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, appoint experienced men. Enye family and friends government. Ama Ghana for nyina ye nyaye den. Aje ho. Yes.
That's it. Right, that's it. Lawyer Chapman, and I'll tell you, can I say the National Democratic Congress, NDC, when you come to the so. I call Dr. Simon, what, Doc? Say, what a moment in chain. That means so in chain and whom we so far, we are appointment here at Bayer. I could say 13 down. I can say 47.
I'm 13.
13 go to account 70. You didn't Maya will be Wim.
Because more capital.
The Abbey who say, Doc.
Okay, for me, that's the Dika me chair. Wash your phone na niti through near Chumang of just south. Me chromo to answer for me church of Vivia. Party penny phone so me chair. The American is a MPP4 baby. I will be a Kwakuma to him. Bronisi, we are regrouping, we are rebuilding, reorganizing. Ye kanye huwa boom near Samba. Nebesa beji 2 mino near Shigana ye. Offer a appointment in India. Meka se a magana for any da sobi. Sana mekano. Obia way in Biano, IJB, I trace ampa, Jumano bit medi. We are only hoping. Ye bomb pie say. Omo meye nioma sebi tutra abre omo ahye omo dwumadi ase no na me wo ensem bi ka kakra de edi kan ye Ashanti Regional Secretary or appointing no Ashanti Region
Dr. Frank Amakohene.
Dr. Frank Amakohene. We're a young man, an academic laureate, fantastic. We're a party person, we're a Jumano, kama. A bani practice, medical practicer, it's not in doubt. I'm on focus or bomodi. Mimi few say you're setting up. We're a bebuna manager, say you're more bebunu, sa Jumedio, ministerial appointment. But me few say I wasn't considered for a CEO and a BB. Instead of the instead of the Ashanti Regional Minister, you are setting a branch to fill.
Oh,
yes. Now we there's of some culture say any saban or more animal no first 120 days. And did your movie be no say sabi aye a bit sensational. The amount form for or money chi. Nanyomana ye can almost a bosuming or chichi no while be the dancing. Ashanti region is so complex. And yet region bia keke. And yet region bia keke. A region as sabi manusis in us me pejami mukasa. A dick crow crow more in Crasiano. We are why we drew our bekoto wasum. A ye chieftaincy I didn't know you're so complex to the extent say, who knew bia keke say sabi o mediwe. I didn't say no academic laureates background a fantastic. Ne practice fantastic. Enti abrantia o sha sia di dwuma sa no ka umano CEO position bi nanko they are building ho nanka wa building base kakra e kire wo de ne ba for this political year e tosum se woni mahemfo of onim woni mahemfo abrantia ya yini oni omo ba be dele and woni Ashanti region nsem the way told that yetimi chieftains nsem yetimi political and abrantia we na was akoka Edin Sembeba Ashanti region. That's my take. The idea will be me feel say NDC for was some render apology to Nana Bedia too.
And Asante Bedia too.
Asante Bedia too.
And
the yemi de say minia lawyer Shabman Ekase executive secretary there. Jubilee House inti was so hunipa Bedia. Baye. Adi na yem fanya Asante Bedia too my. To the extent say nipa yari and penifosi is say yari. Nipa yari na yadi yari nompo Ghana NDC titro bosse say Asante Bedia too yari. Adeya ni nua diade e na o se beye me executive secretary sabi ye nyina enim secrecy ni neoma e bata presidency no and obi amfani sa bonkum kire ni krom kwan na Akufo do ko yi Asante Bedia tu a de enti anipa bebre kwa wo problem with na Akufo do personal problem we Gabi ne finance minister free na Asante Bedia tu account ene minua yi kase eye se obedia de wo se odu hu nipa ene ben na sa time na ye wo hin ene eniema akeka bia ACC minim se ye beba ayi bokonsam yi hu a ene ayi ene yedura jomama gina boko kan boko asem. My goodness, he has benefited from this boko conflict. Me what grounds me a constituency officer and mako fankamawe e wo me constituency. Na Fankamawi community no about 98% e kusasi fo. Na yeden krabro mu free boku se we kusasi ni atoma ayi. Your friend is saying NDC. Yen your polling station executive of Fankamawi.
Ye fa no to na ye beba enoso.
Ye beba ho just say ensam ni bi ho a.
Apart from Dr. Frank Amakwin, what are you saying about Kisla Tofosin, John Paul and
okay, yes I would buy because na Kesley there, apart from Obedi deputy minister, Newman Kakran credit say ambulance here fair no mini problem be as they say ya clear. So for now, it's sign a legal winty. I will restrain. Now you go by what Jinapo a fantastic guy. But once again, Jinapo any direct but also your pet of Jomama. Share Yama Jinapo energy. And the green transition, me environmental governance person. That's what I teach. Green transition, we are talking about environmental governance. The World Bank sponsor Green Ghana. Green Ghana na the funding biba. Akufo Addo time na ye John Jinapo lands and natural resource. Me suspect say say ye grant in intino. Or pesa or di be share energy ho. It's green transition. So it's about this green Ghana thing. It's going to be climate change thing. And it's our funding now. It's our green transition, energy and green transition. It's a green Ghana project. You have money for energy. Simply because I grant. Now, I wouldn't be surprised. Said the next 2 years, you can't corrupt practices about a buying way more. Of I am telling you, say, Sir Green Ghana and our green transition and your may we corruption, your may be koso my more I am telling you, say and no and once and beba. Now or your pet at the major mama. It is a family and friends, a BSC, a bini Calistus mama, a bini John Jinapo. Say it is a kayon. Now once and beba beka into offer make a crime canon for a unity. Obeying in the practice. Me for me, I think is a gentleman, and the knowledge obi of academia there. What's our practice there? Yani believe it. Me there be American theory and practice. We're combining the theory and any practice no. Why ye ni mi enu na? Na bibia che say nioma mi enu na why ye ni na why ye ni.
But me who say green transition no. Enye say green Ghana nko a. O say Ghana bibia fuel na fossil fuel ya de na use.
That is it.
The energy type why be use so polluting the environment and then I can say moving to solar, wind and those forms of energy reduce
carbon
gas emissions.
Carbon emission. Yeah.
When you said those area no any be a man penny per se focus because no can be na climate change and also so
yes sir what be would be account for na chese wouldn't the way you see no correct. The bottom line above fossil any nyoma e use ni na the aim is reduce that green Ghana the aim is to reduce the carbon emission. And not because we want to mitigate the impact of climate change.
Sure.
That's what they say. 18, I say the major grant project currently running. Maybe there is a suspicion. The Green Ghana project. And I wouldn't be surprised. Now, maybe I say, say, Bebano, Ministry of Natural Resources, as you bet this Green Ghana project, green transition. Okay. And mainly because of grant is something about because we're a presidency pet. And I am telling you. And Maka say, a free 1 year what they say you can't corrupt practices were buying with more. I wouldn't be surprised it's a green transition now. You better energy we know.
Okay.
And to be few commentary.
Right, that's it. Doc, lawyer, quick reaction between
I think so. As somehow can say, your friend is saying, John Jinapoye, Honorable John Jinapoye, Mahama Petino. We are not because say be or beka or be examples and also beka and say me a share directly to that. But when to me and they unstate anything I say John Jinapoye Mahama de na Ghana phone na so nim. On say MPP for no still na no omo wake up from their slumber. Ade to omo na Ghana for ade omo ye Ghana for to abati omo no. Omo nsese omo adwen e no omo nsan hunu ye. Nti no de omo nkoso anto sa line no. Afei so no can be about Dr. Frank Amakohine. No, can say setup. When you set up, you say, or your young man is going to be near Jumanana. Moakroyana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, a appointment, appointing penny for a Babette Nahan Maka say, oh, and I forget you to know, and I will fee you to know, and I say, now fair boy you to know, a setup. Mimi when you say a setup, the guy deserves it, he has worked for it. Why here Juma Mapa, and Nuntina His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Eden. Appointing or no. Pachawati ase. Nti eno so enkoda. Nti ye nyina Ghana for ye nyina ye nye baako. Ne ye fa ya ho ode nye den. Entire Dr. Frank Amakohine echi. Na o ka chieftaincy asem. Ye nyina ye nim. Said the make answer me tribal politics. Dr. Frank Amakohine ye otumfo na na. Say even o ye bibia, oba na so hia adwenkyere me obetima ko otumfo ho. Ama otumfo aye den atenetene no. Obi aye nyina mpanifo e wo Kumasi Ashanti region e wo ho ma no. What I say, nti eno de mo fanto nche na mo mien focus on the goal na mo nya say we are say na wo ye den o pese o ka to the extent say de any ho kra wo de hye ho e ya me de say wo ka say wo assume na say wo ka say wo suspect emremu ye obibi e ka say he who alleges must prove.
Okay,
oni nyina so obi ane de eno na ye wo waden wa adwen semba che what I say ministers ayabo omodin nyina no. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, enim di ntia wa bom modin. E no mase aye adwuma ma Ghana fo nyina ye hu. Wo hwe energy sector. Akufo-Addo, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo DJI. It's nothing to write home about. Wo hwe economy His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo DJI. It's nothing to write home about. Wo hwe dollar to CD nyoma bebre ade we a. Okay. Omoma oman mu ye din a. Na there is nothing to write about that. But yes, I was say NPP for dia komapa eni odo. Eye den e de tie His Excellency John Dramani Mahama echi. Dan say omo wishing say obefeli. And also there I know say with the experience that John Dramani Mahama wono, he is going to deliver. Tigana for nyina nka omakoma ento omo yem. Okay. Doc. So we mama carry messages no and I will be full because
no ministerial appointment
mama carry messages kakra na fe yemra na be double deep and some mo kai na ye hwe said ye ho ensem so esi etie. Please, good evening, my good brother President Mahama cannot and he can never run away from righteousness, because he quoted from Proverbs chapter 29 verse 2 recently, which said, when righteous leaders rule, the people rejoice. Then he must be faithful in signing the petition of gay marriage. I pray that he will not violate God's word in vain, and he cannot grieve the Lord's Holy Spirit according to Ephesians chapter 4 verse 30. He must be bold enough to make it clear. Thank you. This is Theo Floss. Okay. Good evening, Alpha. I like this program. I'm Mami Bruni calling from Sewa Junction. President must not waste time. He has to sign the LGBT. I don't hear man for. No one here man for. Okay. I'm Abdul Latif from Elembele. Mr. Host, I watched the vetting committee yesterday and I said, wow, what's happening in Ghana? Honorable Afenyo Michael was asking questions consistently with regards to oral to the minister designate. Ura is not a witch hunting, but if you begin to be witch, Ura will hunt you legally. It is the wish and hope of all Ghanaians that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will perform to the satisfaction of the people of Ghana. Already, Yanon people have created mess and destroyed the country. It takes visionary leader like His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to reset the country again. Or also the other by Hey, Mr. Mahama, is that how you are? You told that Kufuor and his people support the gay and lesbian. Thus, he refused to sign the bill. Please, lawyer, can you ask him he support it? That's playing his game over it. What a sudden U-turn. I'm David from Agric Ebraso. Some more Ghana. Okay, you deleted this message, so I don't think I can read it. Okay. Teacher Eric from Manso Atreso, AK will be here, Sika. Brother Mahama, kindly increase cocoa price for farmers. Please make it 7,000 Ghana cedis or more since the world price has risen. Good. Okay. It's a good evening. I'm a queer Oboba Kilibobo fashion agogo Oboa Sesante Achim North. I want Peter Abaye as MC of Asante Achim North. Greetings to MP Ohene Kwame Frimpong, Asante Achim North. The old parano, yet the open me you. The man penny is waiting my age, manamano hono, one or another. So keep your messages coming on 0551 599 933 0551 599 933. So, right. Yako yanim na me shase second round of freak Dr. Simon Boacha Doc. Yeah, starting from the finance ministry, we are now here energy so a hawkakra. And someone that tattoo force in Kaye, you may be to say cancellation of betting tax, E-levy, and a dear crown account bill, COVID-19 E-levy. Say what ye after the election, dear Abemum penny for Kenya say, or man penny to Radimus be here free. But it's not say any IMF Pamontino. You say in another revenue stream. I bet him this year name and Sunday a year every ho. After Osaka Kabi say Ghana be increasing your tax to GDP. Sika it me just tax no. And say move economy from 13.2 thereabout to 16%. Who no saying?
Is it over politics here? Very careful. You're tactically very careful because we share your two abani and come a bait now say ye dada or mindful na ye near more politics. See, Okase will be chat E-levy, obecha COVID-19, obecha betting tax. Practically, E-levy per the statistics 2023 alone by 2023 March. E-levy my 1.19 billion Ghana cedis, which is very substantial. Betting tax, and according to him, or no one can me reference no, and my 50 million Ghana cedis, and to him that is a nuisance tax. And no, the COVID-19 strongly. Omo pre omo so omo betwam because a political promise. I think so. Omunya butreka kra. Say free SHS, aba besti free SHS. Yentimi nko ye chibio a wo hwe nkomo omudi e wa ade no ho a let me advise them way free consultation. Se me uja me se me ntu omufo a instead of so omo pre omo so omo betwam of which omutwam omo za kofa another alternate taxes abem aban omo maintain sa taxes no mo consolidate sa tax ni nyina no mo create bibi e frɛ no free SHS fund for sustainability sake. Enkogum because it's a free SHS na eho no. Omo di omo nsa kape e afidie kese a yesum omo te say the national health no esum omo fidie na yi omo. Ba otie atofo se a. O se sa tax be ye free no. Aba be widen tax net no. Just Ghana ha. Ye onipa bebre omo ye nsa no dwuma omo madwuma omo giskapa plumbers ne omo me sliding door carpenters masons omo nyina entua tax ti ye widen tax net no omo nyina entua bia. Ghana fu etua no bedoso ame hia se kakra nipa kakra bi etua no e de burden and ade so ni na be so awo. It is possible but difficult. Okay. share your Ghanaian context. Instead of endemic platform for us, we say the theory and the practice. The old book no need the old binanko, and then the practical yin sonko.
Share them.
Brony say a wide gulf between theory and practice. Ain't yake can I told that in the tax practice no you find it a very easy way. No context now. Obe fast with me adjust tax and said the wide you me for me I think that is a best way. A crime papa obe fast because me feel say or more moyens and juma who do na yes kebi was a taxium. But another angular. Obetimi abeya beka sika yeje o man mu because e say o man no kwa anymore. Now who can obe increase tax to GDP from 13% to 16% no. Now who twa mu no. Basically you are digging a hole who two amana dia kata amana so. Enti na make say e say free SHS o mo pese o mo di o mo nsa beka se tekpekra beka bi ama nkran se bia abedi o mo abedi na tema papa ne bofu. Ene mi show o mo pani because se tekpe bofu papa. Ain't it the best way I me person I am telling you.
When post be what Twitter so.
Ne pa. Because set up a colossal figure or any petit true and this mo. Oh ma bonti me kasakwa. Ebia yasumano in politics every be flying of kites. Yasuman is but test her. Now share the reaction of the people. Now in crank to get a moon need the secret conversations of the party. Masoyeti and the dinner. The meme can say sa tax na o kan wansem ni nyina no ye de ye hwe no ye pesika e de be develop your mind but E-levy no ebi no mo ka se wontwam even MPP for bi kra ka se o mo ntwam E-levy mo ka se mo betwam mo enti o mo ntwam mo ka se mo betwa betting tax enti mo ntwam mo ka se mo betwa COVID tax but me feel say as an educationist me feel say the free SHS must be sustained any kwase ye ma owufo bi atua sika ni bi ye hold the free SHS te say de tie ya because you can say owufo bi metua sika ni bia wodi ye be sa be kɔ yechi because owufo ni bebre eni sika o mo di betua sika no enti me feel say mo ho pepre o mo because o mo di sa de no ye o mo politics o mo di ye o mo campaign ti ya ba ye betwam ye pese ye meeti ye campaign promise akra say ana president ko for cry bi o kan de bi di ye campaign no o ba ye no say bo say wo tinchen ade wo nko e na oba power nso ade wo nko and no more power me sre o mo say o mo mre o mo wase no mo mpa Ghana for che say say na ye tinchen no na ntro na ye twa ti said de your friend is saying LGBTQ adi o mu twa ntro we kire no mo ba yo mo kan za fofuri mo kan kire say mo tinchen na ntro na mo twa na me no me expert advice am be mo ni say o mo consolidate sa 3 taxes no emfanye free SHS fund na ade no nye communal something na obia ntua bi me feel say be ye funder wo to nso na utua tax kakra wo petrol na utua tax kakra na ni nyina ye de E-levy no ni betting tax ni nyina be kan ho a ebebo ama free SHS na ye very sustainable currently ebreya ye kan ho asemi enye sustainable and I'm afraid say enche no omo be hya say ama ofo mfa book ofo mfa aduane sika e dey help be beba atofo sende no. Coming back to the privatization of ECG, Energy Minister can want some. Make private participation too, but many privatization of ECG too, because Ghana, they be Americans. Hope say we take a decision here.
Okay, privatization. That's a private participation.
Okay, private participation. And Osaka say he led the privatization of the ECG. And the ECG won't come on, no come on aba. And America say maybe private participation. Participation.
Okay.
Say be more private person abe kan ho abe ye investment. Edi ni sika be shem. I know me support this adeno. But say obi beka say privatize ECG no. I disagree. Now me nyin because over the years history any aside any good story about your privatization agenda me was studies be ewa ha and then I'm making in fact by Appiah Kubi and about so about Matthew Chamini from independence see the year 2001 young companies state-owned enterprises in Kwa ya privatizing 212 Wofa Bank of Ghana and so records from 2001 edibesi 2005 ye sign ton another 123 state owned enterprises to private companies. Sa companies yi do na no enegu Kwame Nkrumah Industries ahodo companies are setting up no a PNDC in the 80s in a tons high industries nina. In fact, over 300 industries are yet private companies with a thinking say omoba be boya ma companies no ejina no sa companies ni nego and anymore. History is not on our side. So the point I'm trying to make is say history is not on our side no. The agenda shouldn't be privatization, because and now we share the strategic place ECG a play war yen development when partner obi na gin say obe privatize ECG biano one for national security sake. Independent power producers they no money omutimi ka bom omo say mo ntua ye ka e beje ka ne. Imagine say the ECG akoma private person na one wunya asem no say untua me kanti maje me ka ne a obeyede. Imagine say ono private person or ye profit oriented. Waba no pay profit. I am telling you say Kumasi ana Ashanti region no. Ahojo no mo eni nkofo na benya light o. Fanka ma we ne banchase ye nya light because ye ni sika ye ditua. So the issue is not about privatization. Let me tell you. The issue one is about embodying management. Say abanya obetisuyi. Say ndisi fo ani abre say omo beboa makane ansam na ye kama. Omo be detach omo free ECG management. No mama the management of ECG omo be appointing the power to execute whatever decisions they take. Unim dey all the more private person cry. Wo untimi nya because private person is also a private profit oriented inti. Obeyere no wagigi ni sika. Oyere no wagigi ni sika bia ma wo government in power no ye unpopular. So ebeye akosiko no gina kwantia said ya wo frɛ o management panachew no. The same thing a private person no wo sa be frɛ na panachew. Enti ministries beto aso adeka. Universities, new schools, new other government institutions in Edekam, beto aso adeka. So me practically, I think one the best way embody management. Now would detach on I am telling you say ECG bet my renwa yeduma. Another best way I me feel say bet my yeduma. The prepaid system. I think the engineers have said this. It's not adiebi say ye near bring say ye pesi edi juma and ye go by the prepaid system.
But no out here now or say smart prepaid meters no. We bring na anya juma. Good.
It's about quality control and quality assurance matters. And to say ye kasa nyoma it's about leadership. Appoint another person, don't appoint a pet. Appoint someone with good expertise. Non got now. Na sa nyoma ya ye kan no. Onfa technical expertise enshim. Na onfa sa nyoma ni bi enshim. Ebe ye adwuma. Enti na ba umie kan digitalization. Ene sa nyoma na o kan wasam. Enti I feel say one appoint family and friends said the NDC for see a friend no na. Na wo ma obi a wonimu adwuma no. Na wo ma ne kokoye a. I tell you say ECG ebetima function well because after all ECG asama ye kan it's not about demand. Ade a wo ye ya ye beto. It's about revenue collection. Now mo de kan no ye aban na anwuma. Eti aban no won fa sa de no nto nchen. Na ye nko enim.
Right, that's it. Doc, lawyer. Starting from the finance ministry. They say you share IMF ase. You near maybe omo he kwan say be ma yesika. Say na omo de kakra na soso. Sa tax we you free wa revenue be form. Ato se be widening tax net no. Doctor say ade na ye na adding. Nti ka we ya ade wo he monyi ntum na mon consolidate. Na ye fan support free SHS. What can say?
And then me buy minia okasa bi oso 2 NDC 44. Advice. Dey me one say omo free aban mu so nche you. Eti Osanye deputy secretary won constituency. Sa advice ni na fa hen.
Confirm na
buy. Because you buy mu how many days, how many months? It's your kind advice. Say me one bebre na hwe. On say Ukrainian opposition. Me my who's opposition na ya sir.
What is Spugabra?
Me say Dr. Baumia na Akufo-Addo ha me nua.
Spugabra kan ya te o. 2001 na Spugabra kan say opposition is hell.
Opposition is hell, but Maham opposition no. Na the same. Akufo-Addo ba Baumia mo bre.
Sir, na mo opposition na de o.
Me can say opposition na but me say na you am bred to make a point, valid point. I seen the nua no MPP 4 years. What you say? Share point that all make you to move say or bread as a person make you point. So what ye the year to forcing can very simple. So we share Emran MPP wa by more. Minia, how many ministers na na wo?
First term na 123, second term by 85, 86.
Omo right here do 120 something no. 120 something. No munyina rely on government revenue. Expenditure ni yeden rise here. Ente sa. Yeru to force na tenase hu say. NPP wa ban mu no omo magana for ye ho kire ye pa. Obefa bebia na oman ni mo yeden. Because of taxes and NPP aban akofo do ni ba omia e dia sen ye kom. COVID levy, COVID apan no mo je tax. E-levy, usika wo phone so na wan fan tohwe na transact ma unua no manasa unkrofo a. When you betina ska no fan tohwe o. Ba ni atetew ma na yeden asa. Betting tax na ye tetew. And na year to force na tax say even betting tax dem po no. Revenue e de breye no. Enya hi bia. O say around 50 million Ghana cedis a year. Eno no emboye wo kwan bia so ba MPP for say omobeje on edia to V8 edi nanado dan kwa akofo ado akonya ato V8 nim ai wasi fuel ama ye expenditure den akosoro eno na ye John Dramani Mahama bae we issue executive instrument osi ono de on pay 120 something ministers o osi opese o promise 60 ni kra executive instrument nim no ase aba 23 and MPP before the omonda no it even with this no your expenditure has been cut short. But what you mean come on I say. It's you are to force no you be a wa been na dream do. Anyone who say ade no only tax ni free Ghana for so e fan ko she baby. What you say you take government expenditure so a sika na nka say be widen government revenue. I don't know can be before ntia say no. You are to force him ade ba ko ma meni agene say ni vision with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama vision. Pe eno ni ade ba kwa mani age ho. Asem America say Ghana fo nyina nya rehye say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama any year to force na ye ni so mbe ye finance minister. Omaka say betting tax E-levy omo be ye free ho. And with their expertise they know how to resolve and turn the economy around. It's yenya den yen trust you omo. So what me come on say yen trust you omo na ye mo omo nye den omo nye adwuma no na MPP fo nya say de bia omo tro den omo tro punches eba parks no hwe ye rat force no ye event no ka bia about tax exemptions. So wo hwe ye your friend say Tax Exemption Act 2022 Act 103. So wo hwe act na asem o kan say see ye ma tax exemptions e was so my state no eteki equity stake in that institution. Sadly, when MPP wa buy more granted tax exemption, or man never kokra. Or man take equity stake. Nina my yesika bano. Esu yeden eti. Eti year to force in better no one kasa by heart. O 2 million no yeden no actually see. Or ka seminar no actually Ghana for say ni say na meden meye no NPP for the ekomunku a enka ejaw any taxes or de be send Ghana for komu no ke da so yeden esen ye komu a ye ho yeden ye ho kire ye sempa cho de make what say it no de ye nyina ye kan say taxes no Ghana for nyina nya rehiem eye me de say ye ra to force in buy obetena say o ka no waka kire ye say obeyi betting tax free ho obesia E-levy free ho COVID levy COVID apa ho obesia ye free ho and eno na make sure we say eno na make sure we say so wo hwe asem o kan ye na wase my practical examples eno ye ba ko reducing the government expenditure sade de me yen taking for granted o hwe Ghana for me ye remfi ade ntemu na akofo ade wo V8 ni 8 years in government ode akonya keke ne V8 nim calculate V8 fuel by 8 years. And on Kwampo to me feed a free SHS for and Qualam Aduani. No, can free SHS as them. I don't know him. Or say NPP for in some more can Pegana you. So almost when this if you never almost when this for. Say Omuyemuanka, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama by na free SHS na or my yeno Basano, Naka His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Bichimwana. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama assure Ghanaians. Say free SHS I mean you can once me. Oba on tremuda, but oba be ye double track. Ye John Romani Mahama or starting so E blocks MPP for ya and starting here then. Ekasetiano. But E blocks any infrastructure ye John Romani Mahama CC you know. So Banfa so my free SHS in Kwalani Co school. The enya baby die. Now say ya free SHS or munye duanindi. Then His Excellency John Romani Mahama. What you say? Iti MPP for munya say. Omako tinechiro mo to Boba Park no. Omonfa. Matia say omonfa akumakro. Enter His Excellency John Romani Mahama chi. No ye ni ya. Or ye ni ye ma ye nyina. Pacho what must say?
Right, energy sector.
Energy sector there. Ukraine.
And only your biggest problem as a nation.
Yes.
It's a sector no. And only your biggest problem as a nation. So tie John Jinapa. Or see NDC free power no. Na kai be $2.1 billion. And ne atara $3 billion. Just say ubi aba or the big home $3 billion news kakito. The IPP simbu fu omsi bedum ifidie no ni akopon cho ni de kakra mom. E ka no kwa na e koso. Uhunu say John Jinapa say mo keka yi abai we benya solution to the energy sector crisis.
O solution dey about we now say problem na nkasa no dum so problem no. Enye ne start here. But here John Romani Mahama be free buying 2016. Ya him say NPP for na Baumia His Excellency ebie na no kan. Say His Excellency John Romani Mahama solve dum so. Ansa na oye den. Yes, even you have power plants. Oh you have videos to prove that. See you have power plant a Mary power plant. You share them akofado ne nkrofo car power ne nyoma e ba ya. Now it was Utmi who say His Excellency John Romani Mahama contribute so much into the energy sector. What I say, but NPP are buying by they can't boast of anything.
Capacity in the whole. Say you more than 5,000 install capacity.
And no, I mean,
your peak demand 4,002. Just a capacity no whole. But fuel ne ade edigumono $1 ne de kotoba.
Yes.
Ye wi ayentimi nyi gisika no. De bia na ka ne kosro.
O say how do we solve that problem? E ka ne kosro no nyoma mienu. One, yem Ghana for nyina be say ho say e ka ne free hin ne bae. Akofado ne ba omi aban ya aban a se eka omo be born wo Ghana within the space of 8 years so say under the Fourth Republic ye ka ban ni nyina abomu a bosi omo ye den omo boye it is ye can do creative problem na nkasa a MPP for na ye den a creative problem na ye den atu honom eti
amo free power na 2.1 as obi a contribute
no make a general
make energy sector no
yes
mumu free power na 2.1 billion
okay
and obi abekfa 3 billion ti obi antimi nyina ho free.
And I make sure I say, so be into me, you know, John Jinapor as energy minister. Why a former energy minister, Dano? He will deliver. It's ye day. Ye nyabutrema, ye ba by Mukra, how many days are NPP Niminia Babet how more day or more can send Breno. He is a competent guy. And he's really going to work. Obey a Jumana Magana for ye who say a doom lighter, ye Cassello, ya Chapman, or NDC in ye unite them, Mini deputy secretary, ye doom lighter, some also them. Aha ye nyi lawyer Chapman if maybe a who was kebi na hotel plant and I say we generator it's ye nyina no Ghana ye fa akomapa ye yi John Jinapor as energy minister how many days na ba at least omo ye nko ye nim akra be 6 months e ho ne de omo ba na omo boy echi a ne hu se ne no kre ye kan ye na ye nso ye san hu ni say His Excellency John Romani Mahama na asem we de bia na betina na meka say presidential candidate ni na no on ye obi a current situation akofado ne ba omi ade akodinami on na betime yi frame simply because of the kind of experience or yeden or wono it is akomapa ne yesan yeden yesan fantanity early days when ya ebi am share 6 months time now kan ya ebi na ma yedi mu nya botre na mo fa na watch the enko bebia na mo fa akomapa enye den me unim one thing I think say recently me wo fie enra omudum light na me ne guys me now for etifie ni etewo omo ye kumasefo pa NPP4 ye doom light na omo nyina ebo NPP aban need what you say it no kire say now people have risen past that propaganda enyoma na NPP4 ye no sisi ano social media TikTok bibia wo ho people can read and write it is asem sia amanfo bo akokan ye hu omo fact rather than some abet na say NPP and NDC ye two foot onye den engu omani
that's lawyer doctor your reaction I'm about 3 minutes speed
is the mobile engine in a conversation no I yet said the no unse me better na hay me share dan criticize Bebree.
Advice na
advice na medema.
No, say ka oni ofutu a.
No,
ka odi ma wa
you see etoda on.
Over tranche ya unu da menu mu yi.
Because you see the onu o twasa no.
Onim se na chi ache.
Eti mo abai. Na mo sha ase foforo no yempese mo because o man Ghana na ye kekere no. Enti me better and me share that and criticize. Maybe I'm critiquing. Now me say advice me to move. Sabe ya mo sha ase no mo committee mistakes. Na mo me boy Ghana mai. You see the air can say me dey offer me say sisudua. Say privatization no mani nye ho. Enna E-levy no mo twem offer seriously. Me see omonti free SHS fund. Omon consolidate seska no. No more fancy free SHS
campaign. I'm fanya campaign tia.
His Excellency,
you see, it's about Ghana. Ghana ni no. The only way ni say ampa. Oba ye no. One ma free SHS and one me guno. She obeka say offer no mumpe. Me see ade NDC be ko opposition tem. Eye say ebe ko akoba say awofo aban ebetua tuition fee. Awofo momodian na muntua didi sika ni bi. Wo de wo ha obehu de besi.
Me ntwa no.
Awofo muntua book sika ni bi. Wo ha obehu de besi.
Me ntwa no. What's the issue about free SHS no? His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I can pay so be create special fund for free SHS no. Waka. It's on record. It's free SHS no cry dey am pese ye be ko ho. Waka one say ontwem. Number 2 be say create special fund. It's yan twɛn kakra. Ye fe ye ni. That is it. That I make a choice say. On say ye ti hanom yi. Ye me nua mampani a, ne leadership skill ni different from ye be ye me mampani. Obi ane ha, obi ho ne lobbying skills was ropa. So what you say? It's what can say obi create special fund. Ye nto ye bo. Ye hwe kwan kra obi fa so obi create the fund no aba. There was so many ways of
it's lawyer Mr. Mami Pence. Edi yes sir. Say omonya kukudro na omo udwa omonum ye betwa E-levy ye betwa betting tax COVID-19 tax. Hwe no mo amfa bibia nkofa akire anza amfa taxes from am. Sa ye be ho no ne be sha aka che Ghana fo. Nya mo hu se sabi mo akotiri akwahunu nsuru na mo ba na fo be bisa sem fofo. Se mo simu betwa ayina mo mpe another way a enkofa adiso bi ama edru ho de a ene be sha abomja. Se say de catch them say de o ho no mo de mfa ni djuma no na djuma no Ghana no enko ne.
Okay.
Now say oh the kind the Mary Batty but me say me chen say NDC e ba power yi. Wo say krom bibia ye boko. So what you say?
To ba wi bia o ba. Ye to ba wi bia.
Animal.
O man mo jo no man for say o mu ye din ya hwe mo kakra.
120 days.
I was here for Adwenkyere dwumadie na o Kessben television so o obre no a non kron aba pa ho sima eduno ennan. Ye ne Dr. Simon Boatin or MPP Amanyɔkuo Church of Penia be de chire e wa twuma wa beje south obaton besua so o say lecturer e o Amstead ena e wa Southern lawyer Chapman Ziga ono so kasama NDC ono so ye lecturer or Presbyterian University wo wo mienu ni ma me message kakra me saka na afi ye nto so very good evening uncle. I'm Razak from Boma 18 Town North. In fact, knowledge is power. He is my MP. He is your MP. He is our MP. Greetings to Dr. Gideon Boakon, MP Town North. Chana Obachai, okay. Good evening, Wofa Appiah. Please, who is that MPP man? What was he when Dr. Bamia was being touted for promising to scrap E-levy, betting levy, and other tax introduced by same MPP government? Please tell him the proposed private sector participation in the management of ECG is not a bad idea, as industry sector people have lauded the idea. Just say Dr. Bamia crack has to be true. It is all say MPP NDC going to brother Dr. Bamia will be now. I'm very glad for Dr. Frank Amwakwene being appointed as the Ashanti Regional Minister. I know him very well. He can do the work. This is Enchua Nana Rocky, Asante Mampong, Dahun, and also the Baye. And please, Dr. Calixtus Mahama, that's what will lead to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I am done from Inchi. Done. Thank you. Okay. Evangelist Abel Kankambwedu, aka Teacher Bonti from Asante Achem Fasi. Good evening, Mr. Host. Kudos to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for trying to cut down ministers in his government. Big ups to my lovely daughter, Nafrin Poma Vivian of Great Vision Academy School. Okay. Good evening, panel members. President know everything. Thing concern so no mistake on that. Obrofwe DM say Kausa baby wanka ebe boying. Okay, it says good evening. This is Owusko B. Finance ministers in Africa face a multitude of challenges that can lead to their failure. A major issue is the lack of effective debt management. This can be due to a combination of factors, including lack of transparency, inadequate fiscal policies, and insufficient economic diversification. To succeed, finance ministers in Africa need to have a deep understanding of the economic and political context in which they operate. They must be able to navigate complex relationships, make tough decisions, and balance competing priorities, and to be willing to take steps to reform and improve the economy. Is the finance minister prepared and willing to solve the energy recovery debt hovering in billions? Question. Good evening, Wofa. I am Elder Kwesi Safo of Mampong. I thank God for the appointment of Dr. Frank Amwakohene. Deserve it. May God Almighty bless him. Kutunchi Mampong for. You may as well Mampong for any ajipa, Mabusi pass, almost so dear. You say, as a power of you, Timampong for Atamon Capas, Moniaji. The man here surprised and said both MPP and NDC for you now, Mampong, will be any idea. So no looks local guy out to say schoolboy or doc. Hello, good evening, sir. Please add the MPP man. Does it mean MPP stole money through Green Ghana project? Ghanaians open their ears to listen. Talking of energy, I think ECG should privatize because the staff are not serious work. Poor collection attitude to work, very bad. Trust me, when PDS took over, same staff were working vigorously. When it came back to ECG, they have relaxed. They have constantly replaced my meter 4 times without recording it. Now I have to contend with them for more clarification if they fail to answer my questions. I went there with evidence and they can't hide from the truth. And also, dear, I don't know. Sir Isaac Takwa, so when NDC were instigating Ghanaians that MPP government is wicked for bringing E-levy and other taxes, today they are hesitating in cancelling it. Were they not aware that it is attached to IMF politics of deception? And also, dear, I don't know. Kessben Media, good work done. I'm Michael Amankwa from Asinsuta. I'm praying hard for the NDC government. But let me tell NDC that they shouldn't touch capital-free SHS. They must continue with this policy, else they will hear from Ghanaians. Okay. Free SHS, good. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Host. My name is Frank from Achimkede. Please tell the NDC man that Mr. Mama should not waste time to sign the LGBTQ plus because he promised Ghanaian that he is an angel and Nanado is part of them. And since he is ready to cancel all Nanado bad work, we are waiting for him to cancel it before his swearing. You are swearing in a view. Hi, I'm Sir Prince from Kokobriko in Bosomche. Please, which of Muhammad's appointees are not his friends? So same family and friends continue. Mr. President Mahama, I remind you to sign the bill. Please, no excuse. From God is Great Production. Kuma. Good evening, boss. I'm Desmond Asase from Wenchi. Please, Dr. Kalitus Mahama has no family relation to His Excellency JDM. Thank you very much. Okay. Hello, sir. Please, point of correction. Dr. Kalitus Mahama has no family relation with President Mahama. You may check from Major News Portal from 12 to 14 December. Here I'm for Can I tell Kufubia? Oh, yeah, Kufu. Good evening, I'm a from Boase. Please, Kalitus Mahama is not a family member of the president. I'm out for Aya Wilder. Will be a car and so and so. All right, so we are very current in this democracy. Mahama set up ESLA to solve the energy sector debt, but the MPP government misused the fund and even collateralize ESLA account. Today, the debt has ballooned because the NPP government didn't use the money for its intended purpose. Orlando Mensah, Communication Officer, Sehui Yoso. Good evening, sir. Could you believe Honorable Attoforsen's and NDC 2024 election financier? Today, Finance Minister, we need to see Joe from Mankasim. What are financier? Is that what we are trying to say? Anyway. And the Mankasim, they'll be only home. Okay. Please, I'm back to ask that what is deception? Deception refers to the act of misleading people. Deception is a sin and is contrary to God's nature and character. God is God of truth and honesty, and God expects his people to be truthful and honest in their words and actions. Lying is a form of deception that involves speaking falsely or misleading. Deception can lead to eternal damnation and separation from God. Isaiah chapter 54, 59, verse 2 to 2. From 2 to 2. Okay. Good evening. Okay. Good evening. Fatau from Kumasi Barakese. And people never change. JMU should use his power to do whatever he wants to do. You don't need any advice from MPP communicators. So they know that COVID tax, E-levy and better could have been used as free SHS fund and do this to Ghanaians concerning ECG issue. MPP should tell us who is the owner of Haptel. They should leave us to reset Ghana. On also Edianon. Right, you see now I'm Samra your final run. Now you're here. Signing the Anti-LGBTQ plus and then Kali Bishop Conference. Roman Karika Sofu Mua Brempon. I'm Kusia Mampeni say Parliament ne Chemuno, a coyeno. And Barana Parliament Jitumu say Yen Kunti and Many Mada, many Mada, depend Sebe Muadano, Brandon Swetchum. Tebe and Fofra, or not the unsupported private members bill. Once you maybe a ban a Parliament, no my dear tum. Ankran Kromus with my be the na Parliament idea to me, ye could be you are, and ya buying, and ya ankran crack. Now I feel so. Ye church and Kodano Palm who sit in Yakupo Bo ni patin, or Bandi Beman and Warren, ni pentimini, Yonko ni Bema, the Beman Timina, ni pentimini abuana, King here see a Bembra, only hear me. Mampenesi a church in Nipe ya, King here say Bemretia. A hot year, Mampenia some more kind of, because he said I will sign it. But I swear you can say, in church mum and in church woman. Lawyer, this is a U10. Someone Mampenia can nay. Nya power we and what than no. America for akuhuno. World leaders akuhuno. I'm afraid the on so than no so sana.
Me that's so say am me akwenya. Me can say asema His Excellency John Dramani Mahama kan ya nyina yetie bi no. O kan ba bi e ho na me de pa I think say ho na ye see nyina ye focus. Because say wo hwe Ghana yemre mu a any parliament a. Bibia na procedure. Ye wo kwan a ye fa so ye nneoma wo parliament. Wontimi ko parliament ko ye de wo pe bia. Enti se wo hwe Yera John Dramani Mahama ne nsem kamu a. Ono ankasa san kirekire mu. De o kan na self explanatory. Unhia so bi kran kirekire mu. O say parliament e dissolve ya. Na se bill bi o ho na president ensign ya automatically. Sa bill na yeden. It
didn't say automatically. Or say by convention.
By convention, ayeden.
Are they a convention? It's not backed by law.
Who say there be some conventions are law. So practice a convention for some time. Customary law crowd.
Say international conventions. Any practice here for some time.
Even unse customs a part of our laws. So we share Article 11 of our Constitution. Share sources of law. Customs. Now custom ni free. A practices are for a very long period of time. And a kabum a custom. It is our parliament. Sa convention, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Kawasemno. And also no Ababe Common Ababe convention. The American not say it's automatically no say parliament is dissolved by convention.
Automatically na me no.
Okay, and my meaning by convention
because a idea here. Yeah, I bet me akase said a court, Supreme Court. Now Supreme Court they buy na Parliament and rise into no. We are here into be a some federal Parliament. The impossible president inside.
So what's your kind in here? Or sign or moon sign koye review no sign find then.
emra
omo sign famra
on pese be private members bill but any government sponsored bill but kono de no enipa nwotwe no mo sasa se emo so ye NDC for and NPP ni baako that time no mampani mahama enhu say the bill should go as a government sponsored bill but not as a private member bill and the kind of then and the all kind of then no
there be a mobra cry and mobra that time no they not a former president they to me all say
no former president because there be ready a year but private members bill intimi nko o ma enye government dey na munyai
the former president betimi aye ne say or the be share the manifesto so oba obe sign man abaye den ama na be yemra and asisi an all sign ka say emra ni dey still no sisa na no so on sign you obe sign ba mo sign fa nko na mo sign fa nye dey enfra
no say the all can no say private members o mo de koye no o say o mo no nye o mo na yeso o mo de koye say ban na eye
good
the ban initiate it means emra enko parliament bio two o say se ye kire ye ma no de ya ehia se ye be ye mreti asade ade a wakasa me ba ya mesan se na obeka se enko kire nkoda no so oba na oba na be ma ne be men na ye kire wo wie de ehu hia kra se be mreti a it means what you are saying is different from a campaign.
Oh, that be any different. And so you be anim. So them come to say, and even for President John Dramani Mahama aka. It is say omo champion is our course no. Omo fan ko tu nanim ni ehwe. Say onye den on sign ya.
Yeah,
so them come to say.
Sam George meet me nyakudu akọ catch president.
Sam George aka on record. Say onu yankasa be say champion in this course. It is say them kai na no.
Ghana no nya bio.
And I make sure say and I make sure say Ghana for den enya abotre say the bill no whether private bill and I said the enya da kotu nanim say what I say na say his excellency is on sign ya e ho no and I mean you ba na obomachi a me ankasa kra no me dey me
no the problem is say can it ye no nya na nado nya gofre dame na ye private members bi nipakuo bi na de call ye and o makoma parliament debate ya na ajatom. And the president say, it needs a private members bill. It is saying also no president and parliament. Emrano ewu.
And I make sure they say.
Well, also the all can say, Yanko church yanko dano. Your church almost the year in here cross it by Emrano.
Yenya butron or omde beba. Yenya butron yakasa beding. I bet on him the year. And okay, you know, the policy no. We make a lot of promises. So we'll be A, B, C, D. As to how we'll be delivering the media can make us a mummy man and break a crack. So what you say? When we man America cra now promises or the Ghana for whether LGBT and asa DB wakabiano on here on Tony was no and me man no pressure. Sisi his excellency John Dramani Mahama sorry ojina boko on yankasa obey E-levy on yankasa obey say it's a juma nankasa no me nya botre kakra. Yes Ghana for ye nya botre kakra ma his excellency. Na me dey his excellency John Dramani Mahama minim no or a man of his own ways or can say more den. Oh yeah, it's enya botre man the what can be answer no. Obey ma Ghana for nyina so.
Right. That's it. Lawyer Chapman. Doctor.
Politicians. I would say you're very careful.
Town.
Na ye de oman for sabi adwene di agro. Ye opposition a ye nkomo a ye dinko. Ye nyatumi a ye nkomo a ye dinko. Hwe, let me tell you. A Christopher be brave to tear MPP because of this bill. Nenye because of economic reason. Enye because ye nguni kwan. Enye because ye develop a Christopher be brave to tear MPP because of this baby about umiako ebi oba ye constituency. Na can message on. Ojina in friend ma me pam chow me ba me sign because now it's raw at a point. So it was crucial part of our message. Now, we decide you are a campaign ama a Christopher. Unfortunately for us, your religious sect na wo man mu nyina na obia amfo so say ye Muslim for a ye Christopher nananom obia se sa adiwe no nye papa. Adiwe mekanwa na ye nyina ye support say wo say MPP aban sign enye nipa na ode court na ye nyina ya som e hijama say e wo say aban no sign because enka ye ntete ye ho enka ya mamre ho. And I'm also sad way more the politics are na mo the politics are na mo the politics are my Christopher do na so mu. Indeed, one private person be na dey asem call court. And a man asem no twentwen. And a man ye di gaga. Mo de agufo ni she ni musa she Ghana fo musa ma mo de toaba. and nay they are two abama we. And I remember ye two abani we ameba Kessben money show na me say. Kame ye na ku for dan ka mane sign it. Na ma hwe se de na damfo ni Solomon no obetima sign ya. And no cre de na damfo ni Solomon na e ho asem ba da bi no nya de a obetima sign. And the president mama nya kukudro ka kire say ye kire sa ni ma we wo school man ka law ni wunya. And ye kire wo school mu ni aso dem say wudie nye yenko yin free constitution. If that is what he's saying, that is the implication. Ye kire wo school mu say wudie nye e sense ye kire nti no yenko yin free constitution mu. Ye kire say krono nye ye kire. And I know say so do ye lawyer wo sa kire de wo kire. And the science say you're free constitution. We teach all those things. Mama, you're very careful. As politicians, I'm very happy saying that politicians ain't mean for Ghana for any agrobio. I am very happy because Ghana for Nimidio Mope. Oh, say Nenyoma Yekasa Fahono. Electricity nuclear, ye say one here. And in your my ye say one year, Panusa messages say, but no. And near my Ghana for sure so the two aban. I thought that it goes beyond acquaintance and your no. Because Ghana for pay values, you pay ethics. Now the very thing now, a dear potine, boa uma unye to me, a count bow. A boa uma unye to me no. And the one you to me, no, we are all cancer for Ghana for your semper. Ghana for your semper. Because a tre politician and a party a to yabama, a to yabaman. And then some George and Canoa. Or to me, governizing of no Macotana saw them. As if a Christopher against MPP4. It may pay majority of conservative Christians. Among for Mujidian ya grow baby. Eddie, a chile says, one signing a do ya and twaba, and a yatua bama where we are. Dear President Mama, obey marking. Say ye church and go school, and the mammy who dream me bra me channel, a Roma some penny for Sabi, and yam me an alloy a chapman I yet, and any two dingo mo. Roman a chocho row, a software chocho row, and a bow and Nimu Babetia. One, what much your money mark at home said by convention. A sign say yan saint, Parliament in Ukraine, mono, a baby, and was said. A year executive sponsorship and you can say a private member sponsorship. Now some George in we know. Nanka wouldn't we now ye statement, Nanka bit my friend or more them. Say I do a muye de minimum yabi, that she be bequotia into Munyan to was here. Odi pe 2 minutes, mia wa no more did you 2 minutes away. Just as Sebi Ghana for Sebi, the Omoka train no, Sebi net Sebi o ye Jimmy. Because ya more to me in a year. And there were cancer before churches, ye churches, and your money will school more. And I make a trouble say, ye churches say, would ye, and yet ye children were your school, Muntian free constitution. And Tokwa, and this and your money in your church, and your religious and moral education. Your religion. Even your ethics, and this and your money now. It is time your money, a church from Crutch, University. It says here, church in free your constitution. But it doesn't work that way. Who your pennier? I was so numerous some no near ye copy. Oh, your penny. I was so numerous some, and no near ye copy. Now you see, His Excellency President Mama, I told that Ninyo Mana will believe in or come once some Nagana for you taking it seriously. What can say Ghana for your short memory? And the Eumua now what the son your man are dead, you want in your Yemun in Casaimu. Nakasasa won't mean can sabre with you. Especially with the kind of people I know we share. Mama, you're very careful. May see, mood as so a demo animon. And the Nemo radio need TV here. We are very careful in criticizing. They said, yeah, critique, advice. But Sanyoma, when I'm moody, they are growing, they're moody, the fiber of Ghana's values, ethics. But
okay, American ambassador to Ghana, Sabi was said that corner, go catch and say, Mount Sign. You talk about your John, I'm a winnie, and at the same ambassador Cornwall. To me can with him say, John Mahama on sign. I didn't another 18th December. Supreme Court clear bill and another one sign.
Yes, one sign it because Udia campaign. Ama ya trauma. maybe the motivation and anka ebia or the best signing yes or pay to me bill.
No, what's one sign fancy the campaign here. Opponent and almost some sponsor bill no. Me and come sign. Now say financial help will be nanka more expect here abomo. Na na do one sign. Nti maybe sunya adwen say ade na no on pedada.
No, yen kan say you see a home common ye di ni nyina no ye the economic attachment to it. But a koya kotu e could
go do mama kan. Say financial help ananado usuru so sign a ne nsankanti and why not you say bill no on sign.
Sir, it's the economic attachment to it, you know. But the koya kodum pomponso bia na oni option bia than so be sign. But the atu obanawi. And now
signing the bill has got nothing to do with the
Matthias
no sign.
And now
say what dear opesa we ye.
Sir,
ya 20 hour crano as I'm running the own. But another sign.
But yeah, politicians sometimes I was saying any municipality to me tested the integrity of other people, of our opponents. It's me kai morning show make us say. Now I'm of few said I idea obey sabi obey diabro sign. But me I say to test the integrity of President Mahama me menya nan ko sign. And indeed, yen nyina de na ya adwene ye no aye ho ampa because ujai ya one sign na ujai ma President Mahama say o me sign. And they shall come on ye.
Mahama say it died with the 8th parliament.
I mean, who they shall come on ye di and put church say ye church in wo school mo and can ye nka hu hia. Who they shall come on ye di na sana penny oye. I mean, amami won dream and Roman so for no cramp na me because Roman so for there. A church row and yet father your friend say I can see any partner woman bishops no and a question and ultimate share money this and common and no na mami won dream. Enti me say a Christopher Muslim for ne nananom any aso for yesramo e brewe de omoba ye nche de but I think say we can set a good advocacy for this agenda because say ye nyawiasem bibia ne say ye social fiber no say ya mfa so bia ni so
okay me na say ma memra lawyer ho besa about so bio lawyer and someone joma makatia nanado o say nanado can say embra no it's not say private members been so a lawyer unim constitution no ya che say yentimi say Ghana man sika wo ade a private person be dia co parliament ho na do ko kan assassin we joma ma so no pa na make no joma ma so no say oboa enye say de person man sika unim say unya moa o sign abrofo no mo amode brega na menti na so sign tibi as soon as I come I will sign it ene ye kasa asem na asem kro no na joma make say it should come as what? Government-sponsored bill, not a private member's bill. Now, the kind opposition, you know. So if you want say it shouldn't be a private member's bill, but it should come as a government-sponsored bill.
Yes, and no, that make sure say whether a government-sponsored bill and I say private member's bill, no. Ni say Imrano Abba into force. The American what you say. It's no. The American so say early days. On say who opposition as he said in an aminu can. A drew baby so I say we use tactics. Now the power. Now we make sure say the open say we no. Oh yeah, bill need
no.
Deputy
bill no. Power.
No,
bill Ghana for word dodge.
There be any word dodge. Bill need it. He said the make no. It will come into being. But policy be ho no more. A kwan a obefa so obe execute na different from her. And at the right
I didn't expect from president they say Emrano parliament ye president or na sign afi na maba nti attorney general bi amayi no bi obi to me for and based on the photo of the bema me no
there be okani nyina
ba waka sem na wie
there be okani nyina
o se mra na wu o se the bill died with the 8th parliament.
Yes,
now it is currently no nanim no mra bi na ho ya and the best parliament she says Sam George open ministerial position. Okay, so uncle yes, I do parliament.
There be Sam George Nakasaba. There be Sam George.
Sam George pe minister no. No one him say Adewe president say he shouldn't come as a private member's bill. No, I friend Crawford say Momra. Yes, I am bra to parliament bill. Sam George nyɛ that. President so na attorney general fa ankwaa. Let us say embra na wu. Ntimi hu say as a politicians two sides in America 2016 thereabout. You will say John Mahama say gay rights. Or say gay rights are international rights and he respects it. Meaning that Opera or Tisubiano, who knows one young Brent gave for. That's how I see it.
President Muhammad Dadaye. And I will say, I deal with me who on record, you win election. Now, Honorable Sam George, Parliament. And now, presenter, because an interview. Says, you see, I need a president now.
Yeah.
Will you still champion the. Now, so the man say yes. Also, no crano. Say, His Excellency John Dramani, you better to say, Sabi no will come into force.
Okay.
It's why
you expect to say Sam George Baye. Sadiano.
Oh, bet champion, whether from government or from private member, anyway, anyhow. Sam George Baye. Say, and say, was a free executive in Hoba. Sam George can equally advise Mr. President. Your opposition, not saying none here. It's no say any private member bill, never from the executive. Sam George and the rest will still champion it. And as Sam George is any baby as open minister. I then open minister, dear, no crenonka.
Oh.
No crano Becca. Yes. And I never go, open minister didn't say, no crabby or honka.
That we work on out too.
Oh, there be a new be and you'll be an etisa. Obi Ohano Cranobeca and Sam George is one of those people. Sam George will be regardless of the openo. Obey, Obesaka, Akanabi, and I said,
because Sam George, to what is seen as Sadi and Vino, or can say how a good guy so. Seek a 70 high guy, and yet be here the priority, they say, ye quam rate I gave for. Power and 10 we have demonstrations, yeah. The okay, and they are 14th.
Yes.
Yeah, how Sam George is
going to make it say, it will be a
Sam George be free press. No, I can't say Mampeni Mahama.
Say,
say,
we share a constitution in Mokrana. Age Attorney General and 2 presidents for. Pachawatia say, Dabeni, you're vetting. You're vetting in chair, yeah, it's advice Ben or the common president. And I now see sign him say, your president, a bad law, or need legal background, you know him. So what I say, it's young train, you clear minister age we are. No, I go to your president for. Now, if you cry, your president send your kind, if you say, no, because somebody who has been advised by the AG. It is see how the early days, you clear your AG. I told you, you'll be 2 presidents for, you clear no. It's a maybe who say, in your way, you know, early days, but. And comrade Ninano, me worry shame say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, LGBTQ plus something na custom bill no. Whether say a free executive arm of government, or I say free private member or no. Me say ne 4 year 10 and so no.
No assign.
No assign.
Okay.
Dog. The Odyssey no near. Na said you
say more one sign you. Another one sign.
Yeah,
the more crowd and can be.
That be of our was here can be pa. Because here they are now omoye winning na
Ronaldo can say as soon as Supreme Court finishes, he will sign it. 18th December.
Good.
If you all but another appointments or treat your mouth for Kanye, build them so well.
That be yeah, I thought that you see.
Baby, any here me pass. Person who say after the election, no Parliament transmitted bill no come out president now man fango.
This is a good question. I was a journalist. I was so ashamed. But who be the audience? So I was so very careful. We say who that so president there, but who take any major decision now? I was so very careful. Bia naming him, but it could also be say Bia and Nuntin and another.
So you should come out or come back Ghana for say. Parliament here, fresh Supreme Court, we no bill no cry Parliament of family.
And the members are there for the.
Because you will be asking another one sign. Now I'm focusing another. I got 10 days. I got 5 days, 2 days. One sign.
Another one signing. And as I say, you did 2 million amount. And sir, then also we did so the campaign. Me see a Christopher Pie to Tiano. Or more reason, one of the major reasons. ASR LGBTQ. Some George Nene compatriot. Dear Nimu. A year when advocacy editor MPP no and no more it is a waba and I didn't that when him so sign now I say president AG advice no here mamika some oh your president many a time or public utterances be public policy what they say that is the assumption ti ubie wa no kasa 24-hour economy now kan na by force na was am gitumun e bi kra campaign no in the heat of the winning a bus on 24-hour economy. But the Obiena no kind you people were obliged. Some be so make yourself a year. It will your president, I want to make us say, na age no advice, Abia or meaning some was you me
answer me. Data me as you mean and say Parliament ran clear. It's on a Juma crash.
You have no idea.
No,
Nyanto was here. Age no way, but you have no idea the number of personal lawyers are president in
all.
No one was here
officially.
No,
they are not recognized.
But sometimes almost
or whether
they are age in the crowd.
No, I'm not the crowd here. Maybe age in the crowd, they'll be advice on public policy and public aid. But in terms of private or transit, the president will seek advice from the private lawyers. And as president, Uba Bontina will be making Sassamono, Adia or mining in a crash him. So they say, or mining in a crash him. That's how they said about the diagram. It's just how the mine and that is so serious.
Offend diagram. Only one legitimate question I was saying in say when he say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama I promise Ghana for no. As a man okay on my dates. Okay, so buy to say social contract or say within 120 days may you obnoxious taxes never or say only 4 years in Vienna. Now abaye mre dimu. They make what say. There is no place His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Jinaka say me buy na even cry and swim in crana and answer me swim in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Ya man 4 years. 4 years ni mo no say oba ebeye man panyin biwa. Sa obesign. 84 years Rafeni has started.
Okay.
Solomon.
84 years. Within 4 years obesign.
Me request the Adam Funi Solomon.
Oh, within 4 years.
Solomon Bible muna.
Ba kubina o US no.
Me so because say you put in
Adam Funi Solomon no bet man sign.
Me say you put on record.
Mama you very careful as politicians.
Say within the 4 years.
Ghana 4 years sempa asofo
the bill will come to pass.
Yes,
that's why me have messages na for me rapport hana yen sorry so say Isaac Takaso when Mahama was forcing Anado to sign, was he not aware that it's a private members bill? They've been accused by Umia of supporting gayism. Once again, good evening, Wofa Appiah and co. Trust His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will sign the bill, but it has expired as of now, so it should go through the due process. Akufo-Addo is gone. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is in. He will sign at the laws of the land demand. Or not the end. LGBTQ plus a relocation of cathedral. Hey, President Mahama, you failed within 1 week in political power. Yeah, we have got just about 2 minutes. Kasima mi enupe na sorry so. Man picking 1 minute na yenko. Lawyer.
With 1 minute here, you make an say, Ghana phone na regime. Agrona Fenia started. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama be deliver. It's Mami Fadia kan yenchia. Michia Miami MP, Honorable Wisdom Kuju. Prestia Honi Valley MP.
Prestia Honi
Valley constituency. Now face Masia Chiami MP, Honorable Joseph Azuma, Akru from the constituency no. Yeah, just sitting for the first time. It's here Honorable Joseph Azuma will be a Michia. Messiah Chia Ninya Steven Azuma. Now fe my chairman near the Costa Ziga. No Masia Chia. Lastly, Miami Mami, Teresa Ziga will be a Michia.
Okay. That's
over me the American there future politicians. Mama you in Ghana for any your position among me and cancer before. You be to me and cancer before. E be na na witness. Mestre say we the
mic no off someone.
Enti e be na na witness your opposition and cancer before you be to me and cancer before. Mestre say we the animu ya papa John Mama on fa na nsi from non sign. E ya semo